Breaking right at this moment, folks, the deadly coronavirus is now in France. The health minister there confirming 2 cases just moments ago. France and the United States are the only Western nations with confirmed cases thus far. Of course, more are expected to follow. Meanwhile, President Trump lashing out at Democrats over their handling of the impeachment trial, tweeting the do-nothing Democrats just keep repeating and repeating over and over again the same old stuff on the impeachment hoax. They want to use up all of their time, even though it is the wrong thing to do. They ought to go back to work for our great American people. But Republicans are now under fire as well. The Washington Post with an op-ed claiming that the GOP is complaining there's no new impeachment material, while at the same time preventing new testimony and evidence. Here now to respond, Republican Congressman Mark Green of Tennessee. Congressman Green, thanks for showing up.
Thanks, Charles. Thanks for having me on the show.
Where are we with this? It's starting to feel like maybe the hopes of getting 4 defectors from the Republican Party is fading, and that this all could wrap up in a relatively short period of time.
I would certainly hope so. I mean, all they've done is rehash their failed arguments from the House. There's nothing new. The fact that they want more witnesses and more time just shows that they don't have anything. I mean, they have no evidence of any crime. In fact, they have no accusation of a crime. This is wasting the American tax dollars. It's wasting the time, the opportunity costs. As a businessman, I get that. We're wasting the opportunity costs of these committees, the floor time. We should be doing a lot more for the American people. I got a bill that would help rural hospitals. That's such a big issue in America. Why can't I get that bill heard? Well, right. We're investigating the president.
You have so many observers and commentators on this, and to be quite frank with you, whoever they are, I kind of know what they're going to say beforehand.
Yeah,
but
sure.
The theme is that, hey, you know what? It doesn't have to be a crime. That this is not necessarily a court per se, and that it just has to be something unpresidential. What I'm concerned about is the idea that we're going to get to a place where every future president theoretically will be up for impeachment.
Absolutely. How do you define unpresidential? Is that my idea today or your idea tomorrow? That's ridiculous. And the one thing about interpreting the law, specifically the Constitution, we should interpret it as it's written, just like we would a contract. Now, you may go back and argue, well, maybe they meant because so-and-so wrote a speech or wrote an article outside of the debate or as a part of the debate in writing the Constitution. Maybe they meant, but what they wrote was high crimes and misdemeanors. That means it's a crime. That's what they all agreed to and put on paper. That's the written document. That's what we should enforce. And there is no crime. So this thing needs to go away and go away quickly.
All right, let's look ahead because this is a big year for our country. President Trump and your party now apparently looking at tax cuts 2.0.
Sure.
Is this something that you should do during the election? And because the argument will be if things are so great, why do we need yet another injection of stimulus into this economy? And then there are some folks who are saying, if you look at the conservative parties in the UK, Australia, Austria, what they were able to do is take some of the tax breaks from businesses and give it to the middle class or to individuals. Is there a way to do both?
Well, actually, cutting the corporate tax did both. I think it's very important for people to understand. Our corporate tax was one of the highest in the world. It was shipping businesses and jobs overseas. It was cutting our GDP. It was weakening our country. And when we cut that tax just a few years ago, we had a massive increase in productivity. I mean, just looking at Tennessee, right. Home Depot gave thousands of dollars in bonuses to their employees. Wells Fargo in Tennessee increased their base rate by 11%. They increased their pay by 11%. I mean, that's a huge impact for middle-income earners.
Yeah, it's hard to argue, sir, that the overall economy has not benefited big time since these taxes have gone into place. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know it's a pretty hurried period for all of you. Congressman Green, thank you very much.
Thanks, Charles.
Hey, folks, let's check on these markets. Again, we're at the lows.